Hello, hello. Oh, POFP Nation. Thought I,
Hello.
I thought I heard myself echo there for a second.
No, you're
Welcome,
fine.
welcome to another episode of Forex Focus, where we talk all about mastering the art of trading with a strong mindset.
Yes, that's right. Welcome, everybody, to another amazing episode of this podcast. Today, we are doing our episode number 29. And today, we are going to talk about something that is really interesting, I think, in my opinion. And that is that we are going to talk about managing burnout and how to keep motivation in trading.
Yes, and hello back at you, Trader Mohit. Thank you for coming to hang out with us today. Um, hello, hello, welcome. Thank you for coming to hang out with us today. It's
Hello.
always a pleasure to see you guys. So thank you for coming to hang out. So Trader Mohit, if your question's not related to the topic, it may have to wait, okay? Because we want to stay on task. So if you have any support questions or anything like that, or anything related to your account, you may want to go ask the support team or go hang out in Discord for that. But other than that, if you want to come hang out with us and chat with us about the topic at hand, we'd be more than happy to chat with you guys about that.
Yes.
We are going to wait a second. We're going to give a few more traders to hop on, come hang out with us. Please say hello in the comments. Let us know your names and what part of the world you are tuning in from. I'm tuning in from Chicago. And Andrea, where are you tuning in from?
I'm tuning in from Mexico. Mexico.
Monterrey,
Monterrey,
Mexico.
Mexico. I'm usually not here. I'm usually tuning in from Italy, but today it's a little different from Mexico.
From Mexico.
Mexico.
Nick, what part of the world are you tuning in from?
Zambia.
Mm,
Zambia, not Zimbabwe.
No, no, no.
no, they're different.
When we first started working together, I used to get his countries confused. So I used to think he was from Zimbabwe. And I mean, they're in the same continent, right?
But no.
Yeah,
The
it's southern region.
US and Mexico are in the same continent.
And
And
you know what? Touche, Andrea. Touche.
yeah, and they're different countries. So
Mexico and los Estados Unidos are in the same continent, but we are very different countries.
different, right? Yeah. Just putting that on the table. Yeah. Okay,
Uh,
tuning from Morocco.
so
Nice.
sorry, Trader Mohet. Unfortunately, we won't be able to address that right now because we do have to stay on the topic at hand. Maybe if there's time at the end of this, we can answer that for you. But the support team in our Discord server is really good at answering those questions, especially in our support channel. Or our English chat. So if you need some assistance with understanding that, I definitely would encourage you to hang out there. So, but let's be respectful of the podcast episode and the topic at hand that we're here to focus on. All right, guys, let's go ahead. Let's dive into the question. Thanks, Trader Mohet. Again, let's be respectful. Please be respectful. If you can't do that, then it doesn't make my job any easier with assisting you today. But again, let's stay focused. Forest focused.
We're focused.
All
Yeah.
right. So, Andrea, ¿está lista?
Yes. Are you guys ready?
Yep.
Adios. Thanks for stopping by, Trader Mohet. Let us know how our Discord team is able to assist you, friend.
Yeah. Okay. Are you guys ready for my questions?
Yes, we're ready. Barry, are you ready?
Are you ready?
Yes.
Perfect.
Mhm.
So, to make a little introduction for today's topic, would be my first question would be, what are some common signs of burnout that traders might overlook in the early stages?
Let's see. Um,
I believe I can go first.
okay, cool. Thanks.
Yeah, so I think one of the earliest signs is, of course, you not probably waking up the same time. you usually wake up to check your trades, probably if you have a specific time. Yeah. So probably you'll be overworking yourself looking at them charts all the time. So yeah, I guess being tired most of the times and not waking up at the specified time is supposed to is one sign of being burnt out. And also frustration as well, especially if you're somebody who looks at a number of pairs, let's say 15, for whatever reason. Yeah, you if you're feeling overwhelmed, frustrated, that is also a sign of burnout in your trading. Yeah. hmm I don't know about you, Rhea. Your mic is off.
I'm
Yes.
sorry, guys. I'm muted. Um, I think, did you say losing motivation as a whole, Nick?
No, no, no. Frustration and
No.
of being overwhelmed. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
so definitely like increased like I call it being reactive. So like being super irritable, which kind of ties into like the frustration. Um, and also just an overall loss of motivation, just kind of falling into that funk or that yeah, just overall loss of motivation, falling into that funk. I feel like there's so many different things. Mm, Not being as productive. So that too, I guess that kind of ties into loss of motivation, right? Because when you're not motivated, then you're not be putting in as much effort or in your trading, in evaluating your trading, and even showing up for your trading. So just decreased motivation and productivity as a whole. Those might be some signs also. I don't know. What do you think, Nick?
I think in my opinion, those were like really nice examples because like a summary of what a like burnout can look like. But I don't know if Nick agrees.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, I do agree. I do agree. Yes,
Yeah.
so that's all good.
All
Yeah.
right, perfect.
Yeah.
Well, then my next question would be how can traders differentiate between burnout and just having a tough day or like a bad week in the market?
I know.
Tell me. Tell us.
The duration. So like for example, if you are just having a tough day or a tough week, it's just a tough day, it's just a tough week, which we all have tough days and tough weeks in the markets. But it's when it's something that's continuously ongoing for an extended period of time, week after week after week after week, and you're dealing with the same struggles and symptoms, and then I would say then that's when it, that may be an indication of you experiencing some burnout and needing to recharge, and you just haven't given yourself a chance to step back and recharge. So that's the first thing that comes to my mind.
Do you want to add something, Nick?
Um, Let me think. Okay, yeah, a tough day is very different. I think that's when you can't really see any opportunities in the market and there's just nothing you can do. So that's really a tough day, or when you just have like a streak of losses. But of course, if you are following your discipline, you are showing up at the right times, whether it's New York session, London session, and everything like that, then of course you do not have any issues with burnout. That's just your tough day. And everybody deals with that. So everybody deals with losses and not seeing the opportunities in the market. But burnout is totally different. You're trying to do everything right, but I don't know, like you're you're falling back somehow with a few things. So yeah, that's when you realize like it's burnout. If you're not doing your checklists, probably not even journaling. If you were usually journaling, all of that. Yeah, so that's when you know it's burnout rather than just a tough day.
I would even say, I mean, burnout, it begins to impact you physically. So it doesn't just impact you, you know, maybe mentally or emotionally, but it can impact you physically as well. Um, like fatigued, just being tired. Um, just different things like that. You might notice some changes in just your physical well-being. So it could kind of impact you in a whole variety of ways. That's what I think.
Yeah, definitely. Like both of you guys said, like it's, I think, like if you do like an introspection, you can like see the difference between having a bad day and actually like feeling like tired all the time and like maybe like losing passion on trading. And that would be real. My next question: what happens when someone experiences that, when the passion is like starts to fade, and what steps can traders take to like retake that?
I think that there are a number of ways. Um, one of the things I was going to share is actually our next question, so I kind of want to avoid that. Um, Nick,
Okay,
I,
so
I know
you
the answers, but I don't want to say them because I don't want to sound repetitive.
okay. So Andre, you asked what when the passion for trading starts to fade, what are
Yes.
steps traders
Yes,
can
like how
use?
can you go back to how it was in the beginning, to retake that
Mm,
motivation?
okay. There are many ways, I believe.
Hmm.
One is I do want to say this, but of course, Instagram traders. Like, I don't know. Like, maybe that can be your motivation, and you'll be like, okay, of course, if these Instagram traders are making money and whatnot, it is possible for me, or even just somebody you look up to, whether it's ICT or any of those, yeah, who you know that okay, to me, this person is legit, and I've seen that he has shown his wins and losses. So I too can be able to do that. So just watching all those things, I think can help rekindle, even just reading like different kinds of trading books. Because there are some which they might be that one thing in that trading book that can spark back your interest in trading. Yeah. It could even just be an idea, or even just listen to podcasts, or even just like the Forex Focus right now. So yeah, they could be that's that one thing that tells you like, okay, you can do this and you can do that. Or it can even just be a trading idea and you'll be like, oh, I never knew you could do this, and so on. And it just everything changes from there. Like I said, it always takes one or two things to get you on the right course. Yeah.
Yeah, having a conversation with a friend, like a trading friend. Um, this is why I always say like staying plugged into community is so important because it's usually our community that can encourage us. Um, when we're in that place where we're feeling burnt out or overwhelmed, or we've kind of lost our passion or our belief. Um, and that can happen. Uh, that's a given. That's going to happen. So having other traders that you can talk to, or maybe even trade with, that can help too. You know, but I know that everybody's personality is different. So I think it's also a matter of just figuring out what works within your personality, because some people, when they're feeling down, they don't like to connect with other people. They tend to withdraw. Some people like to go into a cave, when they're feeling down and when they feel like they need to process something. Uh, you know, this is really common, I think, amongst men. Women, we tend to be more communal, like, and men are like, let me go into my cave. But so while you're in your cave, if that's your personality type, definitely, I think, like Barry said, maybe listening to, a podcast. For me, I always find it very helpful if I find a story that is similar to my story. If I can find a story about a trader who was struggling a lot and or was going through a really bad losing streak, and if I can find a relatable story that I can listen to on a podcast, or something on YouTube, like someone sharing their story on YouTube. Maybe they might be a small influencer and they might have a small YouTube following or whatever. Maybe they share their story on how they went through something similar that I'm going through and how they overcame it. I love stories like that, stories of struggle and then triumph and victory. So I think also just finding things like that you can relate to, that you can see yourself in that story. And then it's like, okay, I can see myself in the struggle aspect of this story. Now, can I envision myself on the victorious side of this story too? And if this person could do it, then so can I. So I think that's another thing that could be helpful.
I love both of your answers because I think we've talked about this many times that it's really important to have like a community or someone to rely on, because when it can happen in trading, like to lose passion, to lose motivation due to like a bad day or a bad week. So that's why we do this podcast, to create this community and to make traders that are listening to this that it's okay to have this type of like days or like burnout, but know that you are not alone. And that's why we do this, in order to keep going and like keep growing and like improving as traders. So like you said, Rhea, my next question would be, how can traders use these past successes or lessons learned from failures as motivation to keep going? You mentioned that, but like, can you elaborate a little bit more?
I think Nick would be a better person to elaborate on this, just because it's one of his favorite things to talk about.
Okay, perfect.
So I'll let you have this one, my friend.
Okay, so the question is, how can traders use past successes? All right. Okay, yeah. If you do look at your past wins and everything like that, of course, it's always documented somewhere. Your broker will have your statements and everything like that. And you see the times when you did make money and when you did lose money. Sometimes you also need to ask yourself, why did I win rather than why did I lose? So, yeah, most people, like just anyone who, whichever trader is starting out, they always focus on why did they lose rather than why did they win. So probably trying to look for the reason why you won and did everything right could be your path to help you stay motivated. Like, you look for those wins, you'll be like, okay, so I entered here, I entered there, so if I can maybe reduce my risk like this and probably tighten my take profit, or even probably trail it or something, then maybe I can have better win rate or risk reward and everything like that. So yeah, and then you'll be probably motivated from that. And even if there are some people who like maybe trade, let's say once a month and everything like that, they can still, and then probably their trade is probably in a loss, they can still always remember that there's always going to be that one trade that will recoup all of their losses, especially if they have back tested it and everything. So yeah, they need to have that kind of confidence. And then yeah, to keep them motivated, of course. Yeah. Yeah, you're not able to unmute yourself?
I made it. Sorry,
I
I
made it. Okay.
but thank you so much, Barry. I think your answer is really nice as usual. And if you don't want to add anything more, Rhea, or you are okay with
No, I definitely, I agree. It helps. Um, Now, if you don't have a track record of success, then that could be kind of challenging. But if you do, in those seasons when you're having that, when you're going through a tough time, it always helps to kind of look back and say, okay, I was successful in this before. I did this before, so I know I can do it again, and I can do it consistently. Um, it's kind of just going back and looking at what was working at the time when you were successful. Because sometimes as traders, we have the tendency of getting off of track of the things that were helping us find success. So, traders, we sometimes traders have a tendency of wanting to try new trading strategies. You know, um, Even if they have one that works, they may want to try something new. And in trying something new, they go down this rabbit hole you know, of a whole mess of things. you know. Um, and sometimes I think we overcomplicate things in our trading journey. We make things more complicated than it really needs to be. And it's like, if it's not broken, why fix it? Or why try to fix it, right? So if you have a trading strategy that you've done in the past that has worked marvelously for you, and you had a great win ratio, why would you stray away from that? Stick to what worked, from the time that you were trading, from the instruments you were trading, from your entry and exit criteria, take profit criteria, whatever it is, if it's not broken, don't try to fix it. So that's what I could say about that.
Yeah, and I think you're absolutely right, because sometimes when traders want to do like try something new, it might not be the best idea if you already have like a strategy that works and you know like how to manage and like know that works really well. And my last question would be, if you have like a trader that was like super burned out, like completely burned out, what advice would you give them? Like, what would it be, your advice for them?
My first advice would be to take a break. Take a break. Uh, give trading a break. Um, it would depend on how long they've been feeling that way. So I guess for me as a friend, I would try to ask questions and find out more information. But I'm one of my first things I might say is you might need to take a week off from trading. Just take a whole week break. And some people, they don't know how to do that. Not just with trading, but with anything in general, just with work, life balance. And, we don't know how to take a break. We don't know how to give ourselves a vacation, you know? And sometimes that's what your mind, your body, and your spirit needs. So that would be one of my first things is like, hey man, hey girl, why don't you shut it down for the week and just take a break? Give yourself a breather. Don't think about trading for the rest of the week. Just focus on you. Just do things that you love, that you enjoy. Go for a walk, go to your favorite places to eat, whatever. Spend time with your family. Just focus on you this week and don't worry about trading this week. Now, some people might say, well, trading is my only way to make money, which if that's the case, it shouldn't be the case. I don't think anybody should just be relying, unless you're like a super hardcore trader and you're making like thousands upon thousands a month, then maybe. But most of us are not. Most of us are just regular everyday retail traders. And most of us are not making enough money to quit our day job. So, you know, or at least it wouldn't be smart to do that yet. Um, so, but even still, if you're burnt out and you're not mentally, emotionally, or physically in the right state that you need to be in, it doesn't matter if you tried to trade that week. You probably are going to see the same results that you've been seeing. So it would probably be best for you just to take a break, because yeah, you might be on a losing streak that week anyway. So that's what I could say about that. Is that's my first bit of advice. Don't be afraid to take a break. The markets will be there. They're not going anywhere. Take a break. It's your
It's,
turn.
it's good to stop sometimes, to
Yes.
take time for yourself. Do you have any advice that you would give to a burned out trader, Nick?
Yeah, here I was noting what Rhea was saying, so yeah, I can almost say the same thing. Yeah, like you do need to take a break. Like if something is not working and it's causing you frustration, yeah, it's best you do take a break, but don't stop. Yeah, take a break, but don't stop. Another thing you can be doing during your break is just reading books on trading, or even probably non-trading. Yeah, maybe self-help books. Sometimes your answer can't be in trading. Sometimes it can be in like self-help books and everything like that. You just read one of those things, then maybe you gain inspiration from that. Watch some videos on interviews with traders and everything like that. That does help. I think for me personally, the most thing that has also helped me stay motivated, I think, was listening to other people's stories. Yeah, there was one channel on YouTube. They had like the best stories. I don't know what happened, but these days the stories do not make sense anymore. But yeah, way back in the day, starting like from 2017, 2018, those years up until like probably 22, they had like the best stories from normal people, not like, we're not talking about these well-known traders, just like normal people. Even one guy who was like making money off his trading on his live account, and he would withdraw like every single year, I think, to cover like his expenses. And then the capital always remained the same. He would just always withdraw like the profits, and then whatever profits he makes, yeah. So there are people with different goals in trading. Some don't want to build an account. Some people just want to maintain their living expenses with that. And that was a person like from Venezuela. But anyway, let's not go off topic. Yeah. So those are just some examples. Those are some examples. Yeah. Hmm.
I I agree. Those were some really good points. Gosh, well, I forgot the one thing that you said, but I was like, yes, yes, yes. Um, so I can't even comment on it because I can't even remember what you were
I
saying.
think it was when Nick said you could also read like self-help
Oh,
books.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. Not everything needs to be about trading, because there's still inspiration to be found in just a regular book, a regular self personal development book. I love, oh my goodness, I love listening to people like Neville Goddard. Um, you know, I love listening to him. I mean, and he doesn't talk anything to do about trading, but the things that he talks about can be applied in your trading journey. It can be applied in anything. So, listening to him is always like such a great inspiration and a reminder for me. And I just want to say this, I probably would not still be here trading if it weren't for me seeing other people finding success in trading, because my mindset is always, if they can do it, I can do it. Like, I'm not giving up because they're still showing up. So if they're still showing up, I'm still showing up. That's how I feel, and that's how I've felt my entire trading journey. Even though I did take a couple years off of trading, but that was a break. but but yeah, so there's something so great about watching other people flourish in their trading because it inspires you in your own trading. So yeah, I think those are some really good things that are given.
Definitely. I think I appreciate both of you guys sharing your personal advice for anyone that is watching this or anyone that belongs to this community. And yeah, those would be all of my questions. I don't know if anyone in the chat has anything to say or share with us.
Yes, if anybody is with us live, still please make sure that you let us know in the comments if you have anything you want to share. What's your trading journey like? Have you ever experienced burnout? What are some things that you have done to help you with that? um Let us know in the comments. We'll give you guys a minute to respond.
Yes.
To respond.
To respond, or if any one of you like has any other advice to share, maybe.
We receive that.
Yeah.
We want to receive that. This is not always about us just talking to you guys, but we also want to hear from you. So that's what we're here to do. Near, 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 near. I should find Akeem, right? Hey, to the trader who just hopped on, we're asking traders to share with us what burnout has looked like for you as a trader. So if you're just tuning in, we invite you to share with us in the chat what that looks like for you and what you like to do to kind of help overcome it. What does burnout look like for you, Nick?
I think the only thing I've ever experienced is work burnout. So yeah, I do enjoy trading, so I don't think there's burnout. Okay, but the only thing I can say, there was a time where I kind of overdid trading.
Mm.
Like I was trading on the 1 minute. It was crazy. That was a couple of years back. And I would be up like at 1, 2 a.m., then wake up at 5 again. So I'd literally have like 4 hours of sleep just so that I can catch moves in the market. So yeah, that was crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, that I bet that was very volatile trading on the 1 minute because everything is going so fast, especially depending on what instrument you're trading.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
for me, I just got
So
burnt out after years and years and years of trying to trade and make money, and I wasn't making money, and I was just tired. I couldn't do it anymore. And I knew I never wanted to give up on trading altogether because I knew that I wanted to be a successful trader. And I believed that there was still a part of me that believed that I could be, but I just got to a place where I was just so tired with the journey that I just needed to pull away from it. And that pulled away ended up being like 2 or 3 years long. I would still hop on the charts and I would still maybe take a peek of what I think was going on, but I never executed a single trade. And then I ended up with a mentor and, I started trading again. And it was like I didn't leave, for those 3 years. And this time I came back better somehow, better than I was before. Sometimes you need to take a hiatus, a sabbatical for a couple of years.
Yeah. Yeah.
now you
So yeah,
remind me of Deadpool.
the Deadpool, such a good movie, such a good series. All right. Well, for those of you who came and joined us, thank you so much for coming and hang out with us. If you got any value from today's episode, please be sure to give us a big thumbs up, comment below. Let us know what you took away from this. Share with us your story. We love hearing your stories. And if you're not already subscribed to our YouTube channel, go ahead, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that you are the first to be notified when we do go live. And other than that,
Yes, guys, remember to always stay sharp, keep a winning mindset, and remember that with Forex Focus, success is just one trade away.
Just one trade away. We will see you guys next Monday.